Hello, hello! My name is Callista, and welcome back to Dragon Age Origins. In the last episode, we were checking in with our clanmates, just seeing how they were doing before we resume our search for Tamlin. Now then, I believe next on our list... Yes, Ashal. How are you doing, my dear?
By the creators, it is so good to see you whole and well. I was so worried.
Let me find Rassana's voice. There we go. Anethera Ashal, it is good to see you too. You really shouldn't worry about me. Enough, Ashal, I don't need to be mothered by you anymore. Anethera Ashal, it is good to see you too.
All that time you were ill, the Keeper didn't know if you were going to live or die. I've been outside the Keeper's tent the whole time. I have never been so relieved as when I heard you would pull through. What happened? Everyone says Tamlin may be dead.
I shouldn't say just yet. They may be right. He's missing. That's all we know right now. Yes, so Rassana isn't even considering the idea that Tamlin might be dead. He can't be dead. He's got to still be alive because Rassana has lost so much. It would be incredibly unfair for the creators to take him away from her too. He's missing. That's all we know right now.
That's awful. I know how much you and the lad care for each other. It was always my hope that you two... Well, let's not dwell on it. You must be more careful. Your mother and father, may they rest in peace, would be horrified to see you take such risks.
I should go. You've never spoken of my parents much, Ashal. You always say that. You've never spoken of my parents much, Ashal.
What happened to them is a sad tale, and it's in the past. Reopening old wounds benefits no one.
Persuade, don't we Dalish strive to learn of our past? Perhaps you're right, I should go. So Rassana only really knows that her parents were killed by humans, and she only learned that because she overheard some of the adults talking when she was 6 years old. I do think that she would like to hear the full story. Don't we Dalish strive to learn of our past?
True. Perhaps you're old enough to hear this, though it hardly seems like the right time.
Is there ever a good time? Perhaps you're right, I should go. Is there ever a good time?
Very well. If I do not tell you now, you'll only wonder. Your mother was a hunter, one of the finest, and your father was the Keeper before Merrill. He was with us for a very long time. Your mother was from another clan, and her elders did not approve of the match. She and your father had to meet in secret. One day, bandits caught them alone in the forest. Your father was killed, but your mother escaped.
So I just want to break character very quickly because I think I know why the match wasn't approved. I think it's because of the huge age gap. So I have been doing math, I've been doing research. We know that Warden Mahariel's father was the clan keeper in 882. This is the incident where Marathari, as the keepers first, makes a deal with Flemeth to save the clan. Basically, they're chilling out in the Frostback Mountains, and an Avar clan attacks the Sabre clan, and they have to flee to the Kakari Wilds. Warden Mahariel's father is injured. Marathari's husband, Sayrel, is killed in the attack. The Avar chase them into the Kakari Wilds, and basically Marathari gets Flemeth to kill the Avar, and then in exchange, Flemeth asks Marathari, when the time is right, you'll know when it is. I'm not going to tell you when, but you will know. You need to go to Sundermount and wait for someone, which is what happens in Dragon Age 2. So if, let's say, for example, Warden Mahariel's father is 20 years old in 882, and Rassana is 20 years old in 930. And bearing in mind that all of the wardens, their canon age is anywhere from late teens to early 20s. So 20 is a pretty good, medium. if you get what I'm saying. It's a good middle ground, which means that Rassana was born in 910 Dragon. If her father was 20 years old in 882, then that means he was 48 years old at the time of her birth. And as Ashal said, her father was with the clan for a very long time, so it's highly unlikely that he was 20 in 882, that was his first year as a keeper. So I think the reason why the match was controversial was because this 70-year-old wanted to get with a 20-year-old. And before anyone comments that, large age gaps in marriages were far more acceptable in medieval times, yeah, I'm well aware of that. But that was generally a thing amongst the nobility. These are nomads, and it's not even like the position of keeper is inherited. It goes to whoever the keeper's first is. So it's not even like, oh, he's 70 and she's 20, but maybe their kids could, inherit the position of keeper. There isn't even that to kind of smooth things over. So like I said, I think it's because 50-year age gap, the clan elders weren't too comfortable with that. But, it is just a theory. Please take it with a dash of salt. Alrighty then. Humans killed my father. I always thought they died together. Oh, I don't know. I really don't know about that. I think I'm going to go with number 1. Just because I think she's fueling her own anger here. She's always known that humans killed her father because of what she overheard when she was 6, but she wants to hear it again. She wants to hear the words, yes, humans killed your father. Take revenge. Get them. Kill them all. Use their skins as tent material, whatever. Humans killed my father.
Yes, but also city elves too. Those of our kind living with humans do not hold to the old ways. Your mother held to life long enough to give birth to you. But grief racked her heart. One night she simply walked into the moonlight and never returned.
And even more reasons to hate the flat ears. Yes, Ashal, give me this wonderful anger. Of course, Ashal doesn't realise she's doing this, but oh well. My mother abandoned me. That was a foolish and weak thing to do. I don't know what to say. Yes, that last part, that would be very distressing for Rassana, I think. All her life she's kind of thought, I wonder what my mother would say if she were here, but she's not because the humans killed her. And to find out that, no, the humans didn't kill her. She was alive, she gave birth to you, and then she promptly ditched you. I think that would be a very hard thing for Rassana to hear. My mother abandoned me.
She just couldn't carry on without your father. The clan decided not to discuss this around you, lest it poison your heart with sadness.
I can't believe I've never heard this tale. You should have told me. No, I understand. You should have told me.
Our people have learned to live with much sorrow. It seemed only right that we not dwell on it. Your mother did leave you a gift. Something of your father's for you to have once you were older. Perhaps the time has come.
I'm not sure that I want it. You only remember this now? Oh, where is it? You only remember this now?
I was waiting for the right time, until you were grown. But you are grown now, aren't you? Take this key. You'll see some chests behind the storage Aravel by the Halapen. One of them was your mother's. Its contents are yours if you wish.
So I mentioned in the character creator that Rassana is a translatable name. Come up to the fire, there we go. Yes, so Rassana does translate into the Dalish language. Asan, which means arrow, and Rasa, which means shadow. So the literal translation would be shadow arrow, or if you wanted to pretty it up a little bit, arrow from the shadows. And Rassana always viewed this name as a connection to her mother. You know, I never met this woman in living memory. I never met her, but at least I know her wish for me. She wanted me to become a stealthy archer, hence why she became a rogue archer. She thought that she was doing what her birth mother wanted. However, I headcanon that Rassana's name comes from her mother's grief. So at the meeting that Ashal describes, her mother and father are, having their secret meeting. They're talking about how excited they are for the baby, how much they love each other, hoping that, one day they can get married, that their clans will accept their joining. And then out of the trees, this whizzing sound, and her father is struck by an arrow in his shoulder. And then suddenly all of these bandits start flooding out of the trees. Rassana's mother is trying to protect her lover, but he's saying, no, go, just go. I won't leave you. No, you need to leave for the baby. Save our child, please. And her father is pushing her mother away, telling her to leave. He's using his magic to defend her escape as he's just getting bombarded. And Rassana's mother, limps back to the clan. She gives birth to Rassana and she thinks, I lost my love for you. He was so determined that you be safe that he sacrificed himself. How could you? How could you, you wretched, mewling little thing? How could you do this to me? And so she leaves Rassana with a name of just, you are the cause of my pain. You are that arrow from the shadows that took my husband from me. And she gives the baby to Ashal because she doesn't want to hold it. She says, no, I don't want to touch it. I don't want to feed it. Get that thing away from me. And then, Ashal takes it, thinking, I'll try again in the morning. She's had a tough time right now. I'll try again in the morning. But when the morning comes around, she's gone. And I don't think Ashal realizes what Rassana means. Ashal takes it in the same way that Rassana does, that, she wanted her daughter to follow in her footsteps. Isn't that a nice name? Not realizing that it comes from the moment where she lost her love. I like that. I like that as a backstory for Rassana's name. I was pretty proud when I came up with Rassana as a name. Also, I just think it's a very pretty name. Now then, yes, I absolutely will be going and getting what is in that chest. As I said, Rassana would be very distressed to learn that her mother abandoned her. She would also be very distressed to learn the true connotations behind her name. Heirloom necklace and a random helmet. Now, personally, I think that Rassana's mother went into the forest and committed suicide. It's never said. For all we know, Warden Mahariel's mother could be living her life with another clan of elves, something like that. But I like to believe that she hung herself on a tree. That's how I like to imagine that Rassana's mother ends her life for story purposes. It feels rather cyclical with Rassana's tale.
On it.
Aravels. We are the Dalish, keepers of the lost lore, walkers of the lonely path. We are the last Elven. Never again shall we submit. The oath of the Dales. Someone once told me that humans flee when they see the sails of our Aravels flying above the tops of trees. I say good, let them flee. The humans took everything from us. Our homeland, our freedom, our immortality. What's a little fear compared to all the horrors inflicted upon us? I recite the Oath of the Dales to myself each day when I sleep and when I wake. Never again shall we submit. Never again. The Keeper says that one day the Dalish will find a home that we can call our own. But why? Why should we tie ourselves to stone constructions like the humans and the dwarves? What is wrong with the life we have now? We owe nothing to anyone. We have no master but ourselves, and we go where the Halla and the gods take us. There is nothing more wonderful than sitting on an Aravel as it flies through the forest, pulled by our Halla. We are truly free, for the first time in our people's history. Why should we change this? From the Journal of Taniel, a clan hunter. He does have a good point. I don't know how Rassana would feel about that, because on one hand, the Aravels is such a Dalish thing, you know, travelling in the woods and all of that. At the same time, so much of their kind of, I don't want to say history, but, you know, like a common theme among Dalish kind of tales and stories is that, and one day we'll find a homeland, we'll teach the city elves how to be true elves, but they'll never be true elves, and we'll be happy. So it's kind of awkward, because on one hand, I think that Rassana's like, oh, I can't wait for the day we have a homeland, but at the same time, I would miss the freedom of the open road. Excuse me. The Dales. Oh dear. You will hear tales of the woman Andraste. The Shemlin named her prophet, bride of their maker, but we knew her as a war leader. One who, like us, had been a slave and dreamed of liberation. We joined her rebellion against the Imperium, and our heroes died beside her, unmourned into winter bonfires. But we stayed with our so-called allies until the war ended. Our reward? A land in southern Orlais called the Dales. So we began the long walk to our new home. Halam Shiral, the end of the journey, was our capital. Built out of the reach of the humans. We could once again forget the incessant passage of time. Our people began the slow process of recovering the culture and traditions we had lost to slavery. But it was not to last. The Chantry first sent missionaries into the Dales, and then, when those were thrown out, Templars. We were driven from Halam Shiral, scattered. Some took refuge in the cities of the Shemlin, living in squalor, tolerated only a little better than vermin. We took a different path. We took to the wilderness, never stopping long enough to draw the notice of our Shemlin neighbours. In our self-imposed exile, we kept what remained of elven knowledge and culture alive. The end of the long walk, as told by Gisharel, keeper of the Ralafarin clan of the Dalish elves. I think Rassana has some very complicated feelings on Andraste and what she represents, because yes, she did help free the elves. She worked side by side with Shartan. And what happened to Shartan? He was forgotten. He was removed from the Chant of Light. The Canticle of Shartan was removed. And, you know, she spawned a religion that royally fucked over the people that she allied with. So, on one hand, I think that Rassana is, you know, thank you for freeing the slaves, but also I think you're a bitch, you know? She's very conflicted feelings right there. Now then, Merrill, at long last.
The Keeper told me I'm to accompany you back to those caves. As her apprentice, I may see something you missed. But our main objective is to find Tamlin, of course. We must make haste. He may not have much time.
Let's head out now. Merrill is coming with us. Any objections? Aren't you worried about getting sick? How much of our lore do you know? How much did the Keeper tell you? I need supplies. Merrill is coming with us. Any objections?
That depends on the Keeper. I thought we're supposed to go alone.
You're right, Fenriel, you should stay. Intimidate, I say he comes. The Keeper is fine with it. Yes, we told the Keeper and she said it was A-okay. The Keeper is fine with it.
That's good enough for me. Now, are we ready?
Aren't you worried about getting sick?
A little, but the Keeper cured you. How dangerous could it be? Even if I get sick, finding Tamlin or something valuable will be worth it.
I think Rassana respects that viewpoint. As I said, Rassana would do a lot to recover lost lore of the Dalish. Let's go.
And let us make haste while daylight lasts.
Rassana is, to quote Sarah, a very elfy elf. Okay then, come on. Come on, chaps. Nothing back there, let's go. We need to be quick about this. Oh! Hello!
As you wish.
You're right. Come on. Hit him. Yeah, Merrill seems to be doing very good work taking out that one.
What were those things? Were those Darkspawn?
I don't know. You're asking me? That would make sense. Ooh. She's never seen a Darkspawn. Then again, here's the thing. Would Rassana put any, emphasis on what Duncan said? Would she trust anything he said? And the answer is no. He's probably talking out of his ass. I don't know.
I've never seen anything like them. You can smell the evil on them. Where did they come from? Were they here before?
I think I would have noticed. Maybe they followed the Grey Warden here. Maybe the mirror has something to do with it. It's probably the Shem's fault, let's be honest. Maybe they followed the Grey Warden here.
Or he followed them. But why would they come here? And why would he? Well, we'll find out soon enough. Let's hope we don't find any more of these monsters. Before we go, are you all right? Were you hurt during the fight?
I'm fine. Why do you ask? Nothing I won't recover from. Stop fussing over me. I think that Rassana, she's probably feeling a little bit weak, but then again, she is just recovering from a sickness, so nothing I won't recover from.
You do look quite pale now that Merrill's mentioned it.
What are you implying? I'm fine, it's just the exhortation. If these weren't her clanmates, Rassana would be getting very pissy right now, but these are members of her clan. They are Dalish, they are showing they care. So she'd be honest. It's just the exertion.
Well, I'll keep an eye on you. You've only just recovered from your illness. But let's not think of that now. We should move on.
Yeah, Rassana is probably thinking, she's getting a little bit tired quite quickly. That's not normal for her. But, if she had some terrible illness that the Keeper cured, that would make sense why she's getting tired all of a sudden, right? It's nothing serious.
I wonder whose camp this is. Do you remember it being here?
Maybe it belongs to the Shemlin who found me. No, this wasn't here, it's fresh. It's abandoned, whomever it belonged to. Maybe it belongs to the Shemlin who found me.
You're probably right. Didn't he say he was headed back to the cave? If so, he's not here now. And we've seen no sign of Tamlin. Maybe we should... Wait. Do you hear that?
What? No forest creatures. It's too quiet. Spooked already? I don't hear anything. No forest creatures. It's too quiet.
Exactly. The forest is too... still. Something's in the air. Something unnatural.
Careful. I don't like this. Tamlin said he felt the same thing in the cave. Perhaps we'll see more walking corpses. We should go back now. Yes, Tamlin did say he felt a sinister presence in the cave. Tamlin said he felt the same thing in the cave.
And now it's affecting the forest? Maybe that mirror unleashed some kind of sickness. That would not be good.
That's an understatement.
The sooner we find this cave and Tamlin, the sooner we can leave. Take us there quickly.
Whoop, hello. Alright, dickheads.
It's either you or me, and it isn't gonna be me.
Ah. You seem to be running towards us, though, so... Come on, take him out. Get him. There we... Oh, no. Spoke too soon. There we go. You can get stunned. There we go. Oh, yeah, I haven't forgotten you at the back there. Come on, people. Careful, Fenrill.
Here we go!
There we go. Good stuff, guys. Yeah, these things were not dicking around here the last time we were here. That is quite worrying that things could have changed. Not changed, but, you know, spread so quickly in the short time that, you know, we were knocked out. Come on, in we go. Codex updated. Genlock. I think we read this. Actually, no, we haven't fought Darkspawn in any of the other origins. Okay, I will read this then. Genlock. These are the most common Darkspawn in the underground. Stocky and tough, Genlocks are notoriously difficult to kill, even by magic. Alphas. In any group of Genlocks, there is usually one who is dominant. As the tallest, strongest, and smartest of their kind, Alphas serve as a sort of commander, directing or bullying the others in combat. Emissaries. The most intelligent of the Alphas become gifted sorcerers, with many abilities akin to blood magic. These are the emissaries, and they usually only appear during a blight. I do find it very interesting that Genlocks are able to do magic, just given that they come from dwarven broodmothers. You'd expect them not to be able to do, you know, any kind of magic. But I would assume they were, you know, getting that magic from the taint rather than from the fade. Anyone in here?
So these are the ruins. Interesting. They're definitely of human origin, yet elven artifacts are scattered amongst them. Nothing explains the monsters, though. But we must find Tamlin, or what's left of him. I can't imagine he's still alive with those creatures about.
Don't talk like that. You don't know. You're probably right. Maybe they took him hostage. Don't talk like that. You don't know.
You're right. We should explore farther before I go on about my fears. I'm sorry.
You're damn straight you're sorry. Don't be talking about Tamlin like that. You know what? I am just about out of time for this episode. I think I'm going to talk to both Fenrill and Merrill first, though.
Yes?
Never mind. What exactly are we looking for? What do you know about the Grey Wardens? What do you think happened to Tamlin? What exactly are we looking for?
Tamlin, or whatever's left of him, so we can return him to the Earth. The ruins are intriguing, but it feels like they've been tainted by something. Let's just see what there is and get out of here.
No, I have more questions.
Yes?
What do you know about the Grey Wardens?
Not much. They're an old order that saved us from Darkspawn in the past, but I thought they died out long ago. I'm told they deserve respect, though it was odd to see a Shem in our camp for so long.
And last one.
Yes?
What do you think happened to Tamlin?
I dread to think of it. If he is as sick as you were, even if the worst has happened, we cannot leave his body unburied.
Yeah, if he is deceased, then we can't leave his body. We can't. Rassana is not leaving this place without either Tamlin or what's left of him.
Let's not waste any time. If Tamlin's alive, he needs us.
Okie dokie then, I quite agree. However, that will have to wait for the next episode. So until then, please remember to like if you enjoyed, leave a comment below, and if you wanted to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. I've been Callista. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.